I've got a video and my haul from the Detroit comic book show in Dearborn, Michigan. So let's check it out. Hey, thanks for checking out my comics closet. I'm Lynn. I'm going to show stuff I picked up from the Detroit comic book show and some video from the show. It was on April 12th, which was my mother's birthday. And it was at the Dearborn, well, actually, I think it was the Ford Performing Arts Center, something like that. I got the flyer up there so you can see. But it's a really nice place. Video shows a little bit of stuff when you go in. It's got like a whole gym in the back part of the building. And there was like a theater. The part we were in, there's like a theater across from the hall the comic book show was in. So anyway, it's a really nice show. It's put on by Marty Herchik. He does this show, the Detroit comic book show, and he does the Warren Elks comic book and toy show, which is at the Warren, I think it's the Macomb Elks Lodge, but it's like in Warren, Michigan, over on Shaner, and it's got a lot more. It's some toys. It's a smaller show, but he's got toys and other stuff. But this show had a lot of artists. I think he had 12 different artists that he had brought in and creators. But it's a really great show. So we'll check out the video from it, and then I'll show you what I picked up. So here we go.
Hey, how you doing? Good. Johnny Necro.
I just friended you on Facebook the other day.
Yeah.
Then right.
Nice to meet you in person.
Johnny Necro. Okay.
We are now.
What I do for a living.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Face that.
I don't kill anybody.
We'll get back to you in a couple hours.
Yeah, or just go home, drive it here, and we'll do it here. That's your other choice.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
Yeah, you get this idea where they
Changing my whole vision. What I wanted to open with is, if you're looking for stupid, you came to the right spot. Yes. Pull up the chair. Pull up the chair. You're in the right place.
come again.
So that was a show, a lot of stuff there. I didn't buy a whole bunch of comics. I did get a few things there, and I also picked up a batch of comics that I had bought on a Whatnot stream for Just Joe King comics. So I'll show those here in a second too. But well, the first thing they did is had this little program, show program that Marty put together, because he has it, the interior, and it's got everybody's appearing at the show. I'll get some shots of this, but he's got all the artists' name in big block letters that he made, and he's got a little square for each one of them to sign. So I went around and had everybody sign one. He got a little few advertisements. Welcome to the show. He's got a little introduction, a special exhibit for the prehistoric scenes. You saw those in there. He had the dinosaur models, and he had the Universal Horror movie monsters. Oh, and one of the guys there, educational fanzine exhibit. I can't remember his name now. But the first thing I did go to, okay, this year, let's meet this year's special guest. Oh, Steve Bama, who is a horror artist, and so he drew that little jack-o'-lantern remark there. But I didn't buy this at this show. I bought this at the Warren Elk show. It was in March. I think that was March 16th. I think that was the day before St. Patrick's Day. But anyway, I bought this shirt from him, the Frankenstein shirt. I like Frankenstein. Actually, I like the Creature from the Black Lagoon stuff too. He had a cool shirt with that, but I just thought this was more, I don't know. I have one similar to this, but had to wear it to work after it got kind of older. So I bought a new one. So anyway, that was Steve Bama and Mark Bloodworth, who is a local guy that has his own comics coming out right now. He's illustrating his own comic, and he did the little skull right there. Well, Dead World right there. And I think I got his card here, right there. His card here, talked to him. He had some really cool art. And actually, I got this t-shirt from him, which I don't know, unless you're from the local area, Michigan area, you might not know who Sir Graves Ghastly is. But he used to host he showed monster movies on Saturday afternoons. And he was dressed up like a vampire, and he did little comedy skits in between. But I like this one because it was made in the cover of a comic book. So anyway, I had Mark sign this, and then Craig Boldman was there. I had him, he asked me who was my favorite Archie character, which I told him Veronica, But actually, it'd probably be Archie. I bought this book from him. I think it was like $5. But I had him do an Archie on that, and he put, Boldman 2025. But this is, he said this was like, it's called Craig Boldman Redo, that's how they call it. But he said he found a few years ago, like a sketchbook that he made as a kid, when he was like 10, to lay out a comic book. And he found that, and so he went back, and I guess in the back part of this book, I skimmed through it, he redid it, and now with his art nowadays. So I haven't really checked all that out that well, but okay, Craig Bowman, I think there's one more here. Oh, and then Rob Dale, who he had a bunch of fanzines and price guides, so he signed it there. Oh, and Mark Dancy, who was the Illuminato. I didn't really understand what that was, but he had a whole bunch of stuff at his desk. Well, it looked like he had a calendar, and he had tarot cards that he illustrated, it looked like. There's this Illuminato little poster-like thing he's got there. And then there's this, I think this was from his. The House Fancy Gallery Reception. This is old, but I think that's from his art. Oh, and there was a sticker. I did grab the sticker, Illuminato sticker. I'll get a picture of that. O Fortuna, paintings and prints by Mark Dancy. So that's a card advertising his site. Mark Dancy freelance. Another card. Better pictures by Mark Dancy. www.illuminato.us. And this is, it just said Excelsior. People on a bicycle boat for $3, riding up a hill with a skeleton behind them. And then this is just like an advertisement for Mexico, like a postcard for Mexico. So he had, illustrations by Mark Dancy, which I didn't have him. He just signed this. Then don't miss anybody. Thanks for showing up. Oh, and Don England, who also was a horror artist, he had some stuff there. He drew a little skull in there. A lot of them he tried to use an ink pen because he said you could tell that they were bleeding through on some of them. Oh, and Matt Fiesel. I don't think I got anything from Matt, but you saw the shirt I had before, the Have a Day shirt with the big smiley face. But Matt, he does the stick figure art. Cynical Man comics. Dan Fogel, Underground Price and Grading Guide. Dan Fogel, Happy Comics LLC. He drew a little face on there. Happy Comics with a frowny face.
This is for historical license.
I'll give you my slow, good, not wrapped over the fingers quality.
Well, they're just to show.
He was a nice guy. Yeah, he had a bunch of different underground comics, all the old 70s. Freak Brothers. Bill Morrison, who just signed that. He illustrates the Simpsons stuff. I've got a bunch of Simpsons stuff that I've had him sign. That I've shown before. I'll throw some shots of that up. My little Bender sketch. Johnny Necro is an artist, a comic artist and writer. He does the Frozen Dead, but he also appears in movies, the Trauma pictures, the Trauma movies that did like the Toxic Avenger, but he's making movies with them still. I saw he was on Facebook. I think it's Johnny Logan Harley, but I think you can punch in Johnny Necro. And he's always updating stuff he's got going on. And Don Simpson, who did the Megaton Man, and he did a little sketch of Megaton Man there. It says, woo, Don Simpson, Megaton Man, which I didn't think about that. I did have Savage Dragon versus Megaton Man. I saw a couple people were getting that signed. And then Mark Thompson, Topaz art, but he did a little rat fink on there, which I thought was really cool. And then if you saw my last video, I did a little preview of what I got from him. From Topaz art, I got this big print of Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet with Betty Page, I guess, in his arms. Like I said, I like the way they showed the champagne spilling on his foot. But then I stopped the other day. Actually, I went to Joann's Fabrics because they're going out of business. So these frames were 40% off, which were still $17. But these are really nice poster frames. I thought, man, these really look nice. When I really put it in there, I got that one, and then I also got this. Actually, one of my favorites, Creature from the Black Lagoon on the Beach with Betty Page. So I think these were. What do you hit on them now? So I think they were 2 for $30. Like $20 each or 2 for $30. But anyway, so that was the stuff I got from the local artist people there. On the way in, they had a little bin with a bunch of like pins. I'll show this. I'll get a picture of it. It's a little crazy looking Spider-Man. Oh, and the initials RAK. I forgot who that was. So, those were all the things I picked up from the artists that Marty had coming in. I grabbed a whole bunch of the flyers for upcoming shows, which I showed in my last video. So, just going to show what I picked up here now. First thing I got here, was this. I'll move this over out of the way before I ruin it. Actually, I'm gonna put this back in the bag and board I had it in. What did I do with that? All right, I lost it. Actually, I'm just leaving it right over there, out of the way. So, first thing I picked up actually was from Greg. I don't think he had a name for his booth. I think I asked him. He just said his name was Greg. But I showed him in my last video from the show. I bought a couple books from him also there. But he had these, which were $3 each. This one was $3. It was a DC, or the Marvel, actually. It's in the Marvel Comics group. Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle #2, a 30-cent book. I forget, I think I was looking at who this art was. Not sure. But anyway, I love Tarzan stuff. So I picked that one up. I've got a bunch of Tarzan stuff now. And then this is a Gold Key Tarzan. Tarzan of the Apes, 15-cent book. It says $8 on it. And this one says $5 on it. This is a Dell Edgar Rice Burroughs Tarzan. That's written on the bag, I think. But that's an old one. I thought it was kind of cool. And actually, this was what I was looking at. Well, actually, these two I went ahead and picked up as a bundle. Of course, this is the adjectiveless Spider-Man, or the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #1. But it's the original, cover, colored cover, and it's a really nice shape. I mean, I think it's 9/8 candidate, I believe. I'm going to take a better look at it, and we'll see. I might send it in. Got one already in a 9/8. And then I got this one, which is the Amazing Spider-Man 141, where he's got Mysterio and actually all of his, a bunch of his foes: Mysterio, Doc Ock, Vulture, Morbius, and the Jackal all popping up. But I think the Mysterio's creating the whole thing. All right, well, then these books I got from Just Joe King Comics, which these were in the 3 for $12, $5 each, 3 for $12. So like I say, I got some books from him through Whatnot, which I'm going to show when I get done with these, that I picked up. But while I was there, I went ahead and grabbed these, which is this Doc Savage #7. Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze, #7. Marvel Comics, where he's fighting the werewolf. So I grabbed that. I'm pretty sure I remember having that when I was a kid. And this is missing a chunk, but I think it was $2, right? But anyway, Forever People #2, because I got a Forever People #1 a while back, which is in pretty good shape. This one's beat up, but it's continuing of the story. And then I got this Fantastic Four 172, which is a great Thing battle cover, fighting a destroyer and floating heads. Fantastic Four got floating heads there. So anyway, those I got from Just Joe King at the show. And I'll show in a minute the stuff I picked up from Whatnot. If you want to stay till the end. You got to stay till the end. I'm sure you do need to stay till the end. All right, so these I got from Scott Burnham. I'm not sure what somebody calls it, Blue Rack. Anyway, I got these from Scott. I got a pretty good deal on these. This is Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame Prelude, but it's got the photo cover, or at least like the movie capture of Thanos getting ready to pull the moon down. And then I grabbed this Stargate SG-1 Avatar comics, but it's Stargate SG-1 with the photo cover. No, I don't remember his name. Dude that played MacGyver. right? I don't remember his name. Then I grabbed this, which is just the Marvel Superheroes Spring Special, which I picked this up because I don't know. I don't think I have this one. I might. I know I have the Marvel Superheroes Summer Special, which is for Squirrel Girl, and then my son-in-law gave me few books that he found, or his mom found in his thing, and it was the Winter Special, which had a little chunk pulled out. But this is the Spring Special. I don't know. I wouldn't say they're floating heads because they got the circles. But it's a cool cover. Spring #1 80-page blockbuster. And then I got this What If the Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? Which is actually what he ended up being in the movies, right? He had the Professor Hulk, and they actually did it in the comics too. A few years before, well, I think it was the mid-90s, late 90s, maybe early 2000s. And then I grabbed these, which is kind of like a reader. Ghost Rider 15. It's a glow-in-the-dark cover. This one's got a few spine ticks. I mean, $3. Kind of a reader. That one came back in 96. Then I have this one also, which is the second printing. Still glow in the dark, but it's got the gold background. And this one, there's a couple of little spine ticks, but nothing color breaking. The corners were good. That one came back in 8.0. Which I forget now what the... Something wrong with the coloring on the cover, which I think happened when they pressed it. But I don't know. Anyway, it came back in 8.0, which was one of the first things I sent in. And then I also got this from Scott, which is Amazing Spider-Man 218. So, $300. So the biggest book I really bought was that other Spider-Man book, which had said 35. I think I got a little bit of a deal. Because I think I had even $20 for these. 3, 8, there's 11. But anyway, they were very inexpensive books anyway. So, then, when I left, I had to remember to go back and grab these books from Just Joe King and Brandy. These are books I got from him on their Whatnot stream one night. I just happened to see they popped up saying Just Joe King was on and they were doing a big giveaway show. So I got on and I won a couple of them for giveaways. I believe this was a giveaway. I won this Usagi Yojimbo, Wanderer's Mind. I think I might have won this. I think this Civil War #3 wasn't winning. What a book I won. And I won one more, which is one of the bigger prizes. This is House of X. What if Mickey Mouse and Friends entered the crack 10 age? I don't know. There were a couple books I ended up buying because nobody bid on them. And I already won a couple of giveaways, so I figured I'll just... Because this is Secret Wars 6. But the new Secret Wars 6 with a variant edition. Which I think that series, Secret Wars 5, is where they have Tony Stark as Doom, right? Which is going to lead into this new movie. Oh, and then I got this Laura Kinney Wolverine #1 variant cover. It's pretty cool looking. Oh, and I got 20th Century Studios and Marvel Alien Paradiso. Pretty graphic chest burster picture there. And I got this One World Under Doom, number 2, which is part of the Marvel Rivals covers, I believe, which is a video game that's going on. And then I got this Daredevil, Unleash Hell, number 3, which is the Red Band variant edition. Cool looking Elektra on the cover. And then last of my Raw books is this Ghost Rider number 31, which is got the Rise of Midnight Suns, really good shape. Got the poster in the back still, and kind of why. I mean, well, I knew I had those two. I kind of forgot about that one, but I knew I had those two of these, so I went ahead and grabbed out all my Ghost Rider stuff. Before I do that, I want to show here was the last giveaway I got from Just Joe King. Was actually the big giveaway. Is this X Factor 5 in a 9.6, but it's a Jenny Frison variant with Polaris. Jenny Frison cover. But now it says X Factor 297, so I'm not sure what's up with that. I won it. I think there were like 10 people on the stream, but anyway, I do have that. But that's what I say. I got these, my Ghost Rider books out, which are, of course, very first Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, Marvel Spotlight number 5. Then I got these two, which is a CBCS 2.0. Then I got these two, which are Ghost Rider 15, first and second print. This one's in a 9.6. That one's in an 8.0. I did send these books in. This one, I think I did send in, which is Rise of Midnight Suns 28, which is, what, 3 issues before this? No, that's this one here. Anyway, and then that is Night Stalkers, number 10, I believe. But that's part 1 of the Midnight Massacre storyline. And then there's Ghost Rider 40, which is part 2 of the Midnight Massacre storyline. And then I have, this is actually that Speed Demon, which is from the Amalgam universe they did. DC and Marvel combined their characters. So I believe that's a mix of Ghost Rider and Flash, right? And it's signed by Alan Milgram. And then these are all Galactic Guardians. I'm going to get a picture of this to show you. 1, 2, and 3. But they all have a future Ghost Rider. Actually, he's just called the Spirit of Vengeance. Here on the sides, they have almost kind of like floating heads. Here he's prominent in the cover. And there, he's getting beat up by Replica. So there's like an alternate version of him along with Speed Demon. But these are all cool Ghost Rider issues. This here, signed by Adam Kubert, Ghost Rider, what is that one? Oh, 29. This is what? 31. I think that's 30. Yeah. Ghost Rider 30. That's Adam Kubert. So this is the first of the Rise of Midnight Sun. And then that is Ghost Rider 1, which I had signed by Javier Solteres, CBCS 9.2. And that is also a Ghost Rider 1, signed by Javier Solteres and a CBCS 9.4. And then I had him, I bought this print from him, and he signed it too. It's signed over there, I think, in the corner, by Javier Solteres. And then I had these books here that I had signed by Clayton Crane, which is Ghost Rider 1. And I had him sign, I think it's like the blood spattered edition, or signature, which he has a whole series of different signatures he does. And I got one of each. So I think I have 5 books here. Yeah, this is what they call the Infinity signature. And 10, 15, 20, 22. Cover and art by Clayton Crane and story by Garth Ennis. So that's Ghost Rider 1 and 2, and then Ghost Rider 6. All signed by Clayton Crane, which this has like the 2-color signature. It's red to orange. And then this one is Ghost Rider Trail of Tears. And this is like the, I forget what they call it, like the blood spattered or the spattered infinity. It's all different colors and it's spattered all over. He does really take some time to do this. Kind of blended it right into the cover there. And then this is Ghost Rider Trail of Tears number 6. And that's just got like the straight blue Clayton Crane signature on it. So when I knew I had some Ghost Rider books, thought I'd get my Ghost Rider books up here. When it comes to this, so appreciate if you're still hanging with me this long. I would appreciate if you'd like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to be giving away this book in my next video. I'll be announcing it, and the video after that, I'll be doing the doing the drawing. So if you're seeing this now, subscribe so you don't miss out. So I appreciate you checking me out here at my comics closet, where we bring comics and comic collecting right out of the closet. So thank you.